struggle for survival begins. Peace is not merely the burying of spears, it is the sacred art of rebuilding life from the ashes. But fate has one final trial for the tribe, the Great White Silence. Will the icy hand of nature accomplish what the enemy's iron could not? Witness the journey from sacred nights where ancient secrets are shared to a desperate war for survival in the heart of a freezing winter. Hold your breath, for true strength is found in remaining standing long after the storm has passed. When the crimson dust of war finally settled and the last echoes of the battle cries vanished into the wind, a heavy but peaceful silence descended upon the red lands. Dawn broke not for celebration, but for restoration. The tribe had awakened as masters of the earth, but the earth was weary, and the people even more so. Now was the time for hands that once gripped spears to hold wood-cutting axes and resin collection jars. The men ventured deep into the forest, sacrificing towering pines to prepare fresh timber for repairing shattered teepees and ruined shelters. The women gathered the thick resin weeping from the wounds of the ulu trees. This resin would bind not only the wood, but also the fragmented hopes of the tribe. The rhythmic sound of stones grinding corn began to echo in the heart of the camp once more. This sound was the most sacred song of life continuing and of abundance returning. Every arrowhead was resharpened and every bow was restrung. Yet this time, the target was not an enemy, but the game that would feed the tribe. Every action, every strike of a hammer was a monumental step towards stability. This restoration process was not merely physical. The soul of the tribe was being rebuilt as well. Under the stars, in the sacred light of the council fire, the leaders gathered. Chiefs of tribes that once held blood feuds now shared a single peace pipe. As the sacred smoke rose toward the heavens, the old enmities vanished along with it. The healers in this new era shared their ancient secrets with one another. The root lore of the mountain hawks merged with the water talismans of the river wool. This exchange of knowledge under the stars made the bond between the tribes stronger than flesh and bone. Former enemies now stood side by side as brothers building a collective future. This was not just a peace treaty, it was an unbreakable alliance forged through shared rituals, shed sweat, and broken bread. The greatest power the Redlands had ever seen was this brotherhood. However, nature always crowns victory with one final test. The season turned, and with it came the Great White Silence. A brutal, merciless winter descended upon the camp suddenly in the dead of night. The sky was draped in a gray shroud, and the freezing wind began to cut through the skins of the teepees like a razor. Within days, the tribe's entire world was buried under meters of snow. The struggle for survival had now taken on its most savage and primal form. Families huddled together inside the teepees, pressing against one another for warmth against the howling winds. The fire was not just a light, it was life itself. Outside, hunters trudged desperately through snow that reached their waists, trying to replenish the tribe's dwindling stockpiles. Every step was a torture, every breath like a shard of glass burning the lungs. In the midst of the White Death, searching for food was not just a matter of physical strength, but a feat of immense will. As the weeks passed, supplies began to vanish and hopes started to flicker. The cruel hand of winter began to mark the weakest among them, but this tribe was descended from those who refused to be broken. Even on the darkest nights, mothers in the grip of hunger continued to tell the tales of the ancestors to their children. A single morsel of food was divided among 10 people. Compassion was the only weapon that could defeat the cold. The resolve of the warriors remained as hard and unyielding as the frozen mountains. No one complained, and no one gave up. Solidarity kept the fire inside the tribe burning hot, even in that freezing cold. They listened to each other's breath and took refuge in each other's heat. This winter was trying to do what the enemy armies could not: freeze the spirit, but the spirit of the tribe possessed the heat of 1,000 suns. On one of the harshest mornings of the winter, the great leader stepped out of his teepee. The world stretched before him like a white infinity. He leaned down and noticed a frozen bud on a branch covered in ice. With his fingers, he gently cleared away the snow and ice. He looked at that small, defenseless bit of green. That bud was the tribe itself. Life crushed under the storm, but never destroyed. Drawing the freezing air into his lungs, the leader swore an oath to the coming spring. "We are here," he whispered against the wind, "and we are still standing." This oath became the anthem of the tribe, whispered from ear to ear. Spring was near, and the tribe would emerge from this white hell stronger, more unified, and wiser than ever. As dawn broke over the red lands, the unshakable spirit of the tribe shone once more under the rising sun. The story of this people, who refused to break and stood tall against the most savage blow of nature, was now written not just in the earth, but in every snowflake of history. They were the architects of peace, the victors of war, and the masters of the storm. No matter how harsh the winter, the fire of the tribe will not go out. Are you ready for the finale of this epic struggle for survival? To see how the tribe was reborn from the ashes and what kind of civilization they will build in the new world? Subscribe now and turn on notifications. Continue to follow us to witness the unshakable spirit of the Red Lands and remain a part of this great adventure. The true legend begins now.